Blech. I'm dying. Help. Okay, are we good? Yep. Twitch is going. YouTube's going. Let's get it. Hopefully notifications actually go out. We'll see what happens. I didn't really have any videos planned for today, and I'm, as usual, a little under the weather. So I thought, hey, you know what? What better thing to do than just say screw it and stream, because we got that new profession to grind out anyway. I should probably get rid of this. Yeah, I'll get rid of that for now. Of course there's no new class, bro. I wish there was a new class. That would be beautiful. But hi, guys. Get rid of that. I don't need you, I don't think. Hop in the hub. I haven't been grinding these professions as much as I should have been, but whatever. I am still gonna have some other videos go up today, but yeah, this was the big one where I was just like, you know what? Let's grind some Trove. Hi gamers. Give me all that mana. I guess I was clicking it too fast. Like, okay. Let's see here. So I do have more mana now, which kind of disgusting how slow this progression is going. My God. Ugh. Yeah, it's still, well, of course it's still cold over here. It's basically winter here in Canada now, multi. So yeah. Which biome do we want to go for? Candy, maybe? Oh, I don't even I don't even have the mana. Well then, isn't that fun? All right. I guess I can just go for it, honestly. I should also grab some of these karma quests just because why not? Let's see. Wait, what happened to my other karma quest? Why did the other one disappear? Did they patch it out because there was something game-breakingly wrong with it, I bet? Just, you know, in typical Trove fashion. Well then. Yeah, I don't know if I need any of these in particular. Most of all, I just need... Oh, the negative karma is what I actually need. Interesting. I'll still do the weeds just because why not? It's 10k flux down the toilet, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Is the update worth the time to jump into the game after months? Yeah, it's up to you, man. Like, if I'm being honest, this update doesn't really add anything too much in terms of gameplay, but if you like grinding and having numbers go up, you know, it'll give you a lot more mastery, but that's basically it. Yes, Multi, over on the Twitch. Buy Solarian for the mastery and subclass. You don't have to swap mains. Oh, someone was asking about that? Yeah, thanks for answering. Okay, I need to grind the stupid grass for the moment. So the goal today, obviously, is we're just gonna end up putting some time towards... Oh, I still have the buff. Oh, because it's a potion. Right, so I got to keep that. Good. Most of all, we're gonna be grinding mana today. That's kind of the main goal. Which is gonna be very annoying and kind of tedious, but hey, whatever. Is Solarian better than Boomer? Yesn't. It is in certain categories. I know Boomer mains would get mad at me for saying that, but I still think Solarian is way easier to get stronger. But the problem with Solarian is it's actually really difficult to get if you don't spend money. So, yeah. It's kind of like, pick your poison, man. It's up to you. I'd say, like, play the class that you enjoy and don't worry about any of it. Because Boomer's gonna be a boss killer, Solarian's gonna be a boss killer. It really doesn't matter that much. It's getting to, like, the very, very fine details of whether it makes a difference. Returning player. Is it legal to Alt-Tab to auto-fire an AFK to farm ships? Yes. What? Legal? Oh, like against terms of service? No, they, so they might have changed their terms of service, frankly speaking, so you can't quote me 100% on this, but back when Trine Worlds was in charge, they are not against auto clickers and stuff like that. It's more so when you set up like bots, like the ones that you see in Bomber Royale and all of that stuff, like scripts. That's where it's against it. You are allowed to be on, I think, 2 different accounts at the same time. But the alt tab to have your character auto click, that's not really something that they could manage because that's technically just the game, right? It's not something that you're like exploiting or taking advantage of. It's kind of just like, that's just part of the game. Okay, we'll just go to U11, I guess, and hope. But yeah, you should be fine. It's just, like Spooky said, once you're alt tabbed out of the game for a long enough period of time, it'll eventually end up just kicking you for being AFK, which is why so many of us will usually just set up an auto clicker and go do something else. Look how much credit pouches are on the market. Oh God, I'm scared. What? I don't see the problem, Spooky. That's kind of the low end price for credit pouches. I've seen them go up to 7 mil. So 3 mil is kind of the average, isn't it? I think. Okay, let me see. I'm not 100% sure which biomes have the mana. I know I've seen it in quite a few biomes, like Fey biome and Neon biome, and I think I saw it in Jurassic as well, but I could be mistaken. Actually, no, wait, it's just the specific biomes of the week, right? So that would be Fey, Candy, and yeah, okay. Which means I gotta find those biomes specifically in this Uber world, which kind of sucks. Well, there's a Neon biome top right. Sure, let's do that. I trialed Vanguard earlier, seems pretty fun. Superhero go burr. Yes, I really don't want to grind it though. Would you say the 3,000 credit pack is worth it? Oh yeah, 100%. Frankly speaking, as soon as it got to Vanguard, classes started becoming way too niche with the resources that you needed to grind. So I would always say it's going to be more cost effective. Like even if you're free to play, grind the credits, it's still more cost effective than trying to get all of the fragments and stuff from rage events or rampages. Like it's just not going to happen. What can I say? Oh, is the mana in Curse Veil as well multi? I don't think so. I think that's just the plants for karma, right? Not mana itself. I might be mistaken. Also, these are like basically the rarest wings in the game, so don't even bother asking. They're from Paragon pins. They are on the player market, but they're very expensive. What normally goes for 500k Mystic? Sorry, I didn't see your first message. Unless you're talking about credit pouches, in which case on console maybe, but good lord. Do you have any Shadow Archer guide, how to gear up or something? What? I mean, I got plenty of guides talking about how to like get your characters strong and stuff, like a power rank guide and stuff like that, if that's what you're asking. But and if you're looking for like Shadow Hunter stuff, then yes, I've got plenty. I will more than likely have to do like updated guides when the new year rolls in, because I've already done my guides for this year and I don't really want to repeat myself too much. So, hello, I'm pressing E on you. So essentially, for those of you that don't know what we're doing right now, I'm just wandering around pressing E on all this crap. This is Trove's new end game. Like, it's so stupid. And if I see elite mobs like that are unrelated to ones that are inside dungeons, I will kill them because I'll get stuff that'll increase my total mana cap. And these things I'm pressing E on are also just giving me more mana. And then I also gotta try and keep in mind that I gotta fight the exclusive, like, the new mobs. But yeah, it's kind of the same as, you know, those events that we run around, press E on everything. That's basically what's going on right now. And it's not necessarily the end game. It's just that this is like the new thing. So everybody's kind of focused on doing this. It's kind of annoying, honestly. Yeah, so there's candy stuff. Hey, Karsten. Ah, yes, Rage Shadow Legends. I never got sponsored by them. Credit pouches on console, and it's a big difference for... Oh, you're talking about console credit pouches, Mystic. Yes. Yeah, they're a lot cheaper, but that's also because Flux isn't as inflated on console. It's totally because of Flux flipping, right? Right? That's why every update they keep on making things like untradeable and stuff. Yeah, totally. It's not because there was Flux dupers that didn't get banned. But no, it's... No! Why would you even think that? Oh, man. I was a Shadowhunter main, now I'm thinking of swapping to Solarian or Boomer. Yeah, both good choices. Boomer's gonna end up being a pretty easy one to just swap to, honestly, just because Solarian's like a lot easier to build just in terms of, oh, it's gonna be very, very strong very easily. But Boomer is also God tier at the moment. So I would recommend, if you haven't checked it out, like check out my more recent like Leviathan videos where I have like each class fairly powerful fighting strong Leviathans. Sometimes I don't have them at perfect stats, but I comment on that and kind of mention like through experiences that I've had where the classes actually fit in the spectrum. Aha! Hello, stupid. Collect plasma! Alright, let's see if we can... Where's this guy's quest? Oh, I still got this guy's quest too for the... Oh. I thought those eventually expired. Well, that's interesting. So that guy is related to martial arts. He's different. I don't know why... Wait, collect plasma? Oh, he means through gardening? Bro, that's disgusting. Ugh. I mean, I can do that fairly easily, but that's still... That's disgusting. Like, what the heck? Why would I ever... Ugh. Alright, fine. Get world ID. Let's swap over and go get it, I suppose. Just wish they dropped Uber 12 and some new gear, maybe a new character. They should make the max stats actually useful instead of completionist purposes. Yes, I agree. Trove is in a very strange place right now where they keep on giving us things that make us stronger, and everyone's kind of wondering why, because there hasn't been any reason to be stronger. How do I do this again? Gardening bench, because they moved all this stuff. Ugh. Wait, where's my... There it is. How much does this cost? Ugh. Okay. Well, whatever. I got plenty of those resources anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, swap off of a dungeon farming class. The next best choice for farming in DPS is Boomeranger over Solarian. Yes. I think he was mentioning he wanted it as a boss killer, though. Okay, let's do this. Oh, the other thing that you guys might want to check out, PC gamers might be inclined, the Steam awards are finally here. So I record a short video where I'll talk about like where my votes go, just because I thought it'd be fun. Can't progress in Geo due to my quest being bugged. That sounds about right. Updated my gas, but the quest didn't complete since I did part of the quest line years ago. Any other solution than making a ticket? No, you're probably gonna have to make a ticket. It's been years since I did anything related to the Geo stuff, so frankly speaking, I don't even know what part you're talking about. I'm sorry, dude. Get this guy's stupid, Boomer over Solarian in terms of dungeon farming. That's what we're talking about, dude. That's what he was mentioning, Mystic was mentioning in the comment. Yes. Hi, Miss Rhett. I'm not even... It's been a long time since I streamed on Twitch. I don't remember a lot of things about Twitch. There we go. That's that. Oh, you mean that broken stupid quest where you got the gas before the quest line? Yup. Yep. That's, you're gonna have to send in a ticket. It's just a game-breaking bug that I honestly thought they would have fixed by now. But I guess they didn't. Kind of odd when you think about it. Gimme. Sorry, trying to keep up, guys. I'm multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Not that there's that many comments on the Twitch, but still enough that it's distracting me a bit. What are you talking about, Scythe? Who saw the reviews under the gaming channel in Discord? People are still out of pocket. What are you talking about? Rust? Isn't that game dead? Scythe says try to upgrade your gas again. That might work. We good now? Huh? Stupid, dumb. Okay, everything should be fine now. That was stupid. I've never had that happen before. Like, I checked speed test and everything. My internet was fine, but OBS was bottlenecking me. I don't know why. My internet was fine. Very strange, but we're finally back now, so pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, some technical difficulties. I don't even know when it dropped for you guys, but whatever. Also, Taco, what are you doing? What are you doing, Taco? Just chilling. Do I have... Oh, game crashed. Off to a great start. Boy, I sure do love playing this video game. Isn't it fun? And okay, the YouTube stream is like, it's dying on my end in terms of the playback, so let me refresh that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Most of the crashes come from mods. Honestly, I would not be surprised. The stream dropped during Neon City? Bro, that was like so long ago. Seriously? Why wasn't anyone yelling? Okay, well, anyways, I don't know what I was talking about, and honestly, who cares? But we're back now, we're good, everything's fine. Basically, I was testing, you know what? I'm gonna go for that nitro. I was testing, so I have the potion on right now, right? That essentially makes it so that I get more karma. Where is it? Not more karma, more mana from Neon City, from harvesting nodes. I tested that just now, and when the stream was dying, and it didn't seem like it actually made any difference. I was actually getting the same amount of mana from nodes that were in Candy Biome, which, yeah, that's kind of funny because it made me think for a second that maybe the potion effect still shows up in the effects screen, but it didn't actually like carry the buff over from logout. I don't know. Anyways, sorry, you guys did have some comments, but they kind of got flooded out there, so ask any questions that I didn't answer. I'm just looking for a stupid cave so I can find my dumb nitro. I don't know why none of them are generating. What's the best class to start off with in the game? I have a video specifically talking about that. I think Tomb Raiser is a starting character, right? I might be mistaken. I'd have to double check which are the starting classes, but if Tomb Raiser was there, I think Tomb Raiser is like god tier. Otherwise, Candy Barb, more than likely. What is with the odds of where's my nitro? Where's my nitro at? What the heck's going on? Did they lower the drop or not the spawn rate of it or something? I haven't farmed nitro in a very long time, but still. The heck? Anyway. Oh, that is a good point. Yeah. You're probably absolutely right. I think that the devs made a boo-boo. They made a mistake because they say from Neon City biomes. But there's 2 neon biomes. Yeah, that's probably exactly it. which is still an error that the devs messed up on. But yeah, I'll test that out actually if I can find the right biome afterwards. Best magic class for delves and leviathans. Magic class for both delves and leviathans, I'd say maybe Tomb Raiser or Draco. Probably Ice Sage actually. I'm a little bit biased just because of how tanky and how much survivability Tomb Raiser and Draco have. Sorry, there was a guy saying, "I like you, bro," in game. I'm just telling him I'm streaming, so I'm not gonna reply. Where the heck is my nitro, dude? Where my nitro at? Also, why is it 150? I'm never gonna do this quest again. This is brutal. The other quest I was done like instantly. Like what the heck? But yeah, Ice Sage was a class people were using a lot for boss killers, and they're really, really good in delves as well. So, that might be on purpose. The dungeon that I made was only in the old city, not the new one. Yeah, I'm not saying that. Wait, what? What would your dungeon have to do with the potion buff, Spooky? No, I swear that's a mistake, and I don't care if the devs did it on purpose. I do not see the logic in that decision. Like, that's actually stupid. I refuse to believe that the devs are that, like, dumb. Because that would just be dummy, dumb, dumb, dumb. And as far as your dungeon showing up in one or both biomes, that makes sense as far as the code is concerned, because they're both coded differently as separate biomes. But for something like this, where I'm supposed to be getting a buff for all neon biomes, that just doesn't, that does not compute. Not for me. Okay, you know what? This is very slow, and this is very boring. I'm not even gonna bother with that. Like, no. Still confused on the difference between the Neon City and the new Neon. One's Neon City, one's Luminopolis. I think the game just hard crashed. They look very different from one another, but they're essentially the same biome. It's like an augmented biome, which I would have loved if they continued making augmented biomes for all the different biomes. Okay, so sorry guys, I had to Control-Alt-Delete because I don't know what's going on with the more recent updates, but man alive, this game is so broken. Oh, I could just buy the nitro from the market, Kev? Right! It's been such a long time since I had to do a gather quest. Thanks for reminding me. Sweet. Okay, good. Can I buy nitro in such small supply? Probably not. Ugh. Yeah, you know what? Let's just never mind. Not worth it. Okay, let's test out this stupid biome. The funny thing is, Miss Red, if you said you were here during Vanguard time, Vanguard is actually when they added the new neon biome. So, what is your jelly mount? Oh, because it's a jelly bouncy ball mount. It's the Bounder. Just look that one up. It's from Bomber Royale. So good luck getting a tradable version. What white fell? Playing for roughly 31 hours so far. Have a Paragon 53 Tomb Raiser. Oh my god, that's a lot of stats. 7 Dragons Unlocked. Feeling very stuck at the moment. My C4 is all level 4. But my C4 masked acquisition ness? Wait, what? Sorry, Whitefell. I am not. What's your question? Like whether or not you should. You said you have all C4. Are you talking about whether you should upgrade it all? Yeah, nobody does Bomber Royale except for bots, unfortunately. But this is one of the best mounts in the game because it's basically a left click equivalent of 10 jumps. So this is Luminopolis. This is the new biome. Looks very similar, but you can tell because of all the different dungeons and generation of all the quest NPCs and stuff. So that just gave the normal amount, which means if we head over to the normal Neon City, which is the old school one, which you can tell because it's got all these battery buildings instead. No, that still gave 4 wild Trovian mana. Okay, so I'm convinced that this effect either doesn't do anything or the potion effect is just moot. Like, I think that it just, once you log out or the time expires, like internally, it's still displaying that I have the buff, but I think that I just don't actually have it because it seems like it's just the exact same. I might be wrong, but at the very least, the buff is like so irrelevant, it doesn't matter. Also, for joining the club, I'm sorry to say I don't do the invite on stream, so your best bet is to just join the Discord and ask at PC invite or Trove PC invite or whatever. And somebody will get back to you. You don't gotta stick around in the Discord or anything. You can if you want, but frankly speaking, most of the people in the Discord have kind of moved on from Trove, so. Or, oh, Spooky can just invite you right now. I'm an idiot. Thanks, Spooky. Yeah, I should have just said that. What are you gonna play before the end of the year? There's actually quite a few different things that I'm planning on playing multi. One of them is in a couple days, Turok 3 releases on Steam. Night Dive Studios is having that come out, and I did a Turok 3 playthrough like years and years and years ago. Basically played all the Turok games on the channel. So I'm looking forward to that one. There is a couple other games that I want to play, but I don't know whether or not I'll get around to it. We'll see what happens. As for right now, like, I'm just super pumped for the Game Awards because I'm expecting Elden Ring DLC to finally get announced, and I really, really hope that's when we see the GTA 6 trailer, and possibly more with Ghost of Tsushima 2. Hopefully, I don't know. Also, Bruce Lee Treat, thank you so much for becoming part of the membership of the channel. Appreciate you, gamer. You get to watch videos early. Like this stream when I'm done and it's stuck processing because I shouldn't be streaming in 2K. One thing that I've been thinking about a lot is I might go back to having my recorded videos at 1080p instead of 2K. I don't know if it made as much of a difference as I hoped it would. Obviously, the video quality looks a lot better, but that's also because I'm doing HEVC video encoding instead of H.264. Nobody cares. It's just random numbers, but basically one of them just encodes better. And I'm just trying to say that I might go back to 1080p because 2K videos, it takes up a lot more hard drive space and takes a lot longer for videos to process on YouTube. That's the biggest thing, is it takes so much freaking longer. Oh, am I maxed out on mana? No, I just didn't press E hard enough. Okay. Yes, Seth. The Turok is Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Yep. Turok has a lot of value to me because Turok 2 is literally the reason I started YouTube. I wanted an excuse to play that game because it was one of my favorite games growing up. And for whatever reason, I just slowly chipped away at playing all the Turok games on the channel. I didn't play the Xbox game or the 360 game or whatever it was. Because that was kind of garbage as far as a video game is concerned. And Turok Evolution, which was the one on GameCube, I had a playthrough on, but eventually I canceled it just because that game was so ridiculously repetitive. But yeah, Night Dive Studio gets a lot of respect from me because they kind of convert all of these old IPs to modern hardware, and they own the rights to all of the Turok stuff. I think they're doing Turok 3, and then I think they're supposed to finally be doing their own original game. I also noticed that they had their enhanced edition of System Shock 2 came out this year. I didn't even know because I only played the System Shock 1 remake, which was god tier. And I want an excuse to play through System Shock 2 because I never have. But I think they had the enhanced edition come out and now they're working on System Shock 3. I don't know. Either way, they basically bring these retro games up. Yeah, the mana, like, It seems to be very random, Miss Rhett, but you could be right where one of them gives 10 and one of them is giving 5. I haven't really been paying much attention to it, and honestly, it's not enough of a difference for me to bother like specifically focusing on one biome. Because it's not like it's making that much of a difference. But yeah, you could be right. Because I wasn't really... Oh, excuse me. I wasn't really paying attention to it, frankly speaking. Oh, that's what you're saying, Whitefell, is that you're missing the C4 face. That would end up making a difference, but frankly speaking, dude, what you're probably lacking on is your gems. Maybe you don't have crystal gems, or maybe more importantly, you don't have your gems augmented. So... you got to try and get perfect gems right away that have like all 3 stats available to them, so that when you max out the level on the gem, it doesn't end up missing like an extra booster. And then on top of that, you can use gem augmentation items to force the gem's power rank up to its maximum. That's the biggest power rank boost, is the gems themselves. And then of course, having the primordial dragons will end up giving you like a 10% increase to the power that you get off of those gems, and it gives probably a pretty significant amount of power rank in comparison to the other normal dragons. So, I was far too young to play Turok Evolution on GameCube with my dad back then. Ah, yes. Yeah, that game was pretty old, honestly, and felt very dated. I know a lot of like random trivia from the studio that was behind it, like Acclaim. There's a lot of fun facts I could tell you about the Turok franchise and the legacy of it all, just because as I ended up doing the Turok series, I ended up getting like a lot of people really invested in the game in the comments section and stuff, back when I could actually like read all the comments. But yeah, lo and behold, Acclaim eventually turned into Retro Studios, and now all of the Turok devs, the OG Turok devs, are working on Metroid games. They made Metroid Prime and so on and so forth, which makes sense because there's a lot of little nuance in those old Turok games that a lot of people didn't really realize how innovative it was at the time. Like Turok 2, I'm pretty sure was the first video game to have like a fluent system for the flamethrower. Anyways, I'm nerding it up. Sorry, I'll try to keep up with your comments, guys. Currently, I have all level 25 stellar gems, 2 crystal gems, including my class crystal. Yeah, but do you have them augmented? Because augmenting them is, yeah, it's very, very expensive and very time gated, but it's gonna make the biggest difference. Really fun memory is a local PvP on older games. Turok Remaster is news to... Oh yeah, it's basically like they tried to keep them like the old games, but they are in like a better engine and more lighting, better lighting engine and stuff like that. But yeah, I would check out anything from Night Dive Studios. They've got a lot of retro games under their belt that they've converted to modern hardware. It's basically so that you can play it with mouse and keyboard controls and it doesn't like die, you know? Because otherwise Turok 2 originally was an N64 game, so they basically had to recreate the game from the ground up to actually have like a PC port that was proper and worked. But Turok 2 aged very gracefully. I'm not biased. Shut up. Turok 1, on the other hand, was kind of not as good. Anyways, yeah, no, don't worry about all the typing. I'm ranting too. Listen to me, yo. Just completely ignoring you guys. No, I'm not gonna play the RoboCop game. I honestly don't even know why there's hype for that game. I saw it looked okay, but I'm not interested enough. And yeah, no Hogwarts Legacy at the official Game Awards, but don't worry, it's in my video. I'm gonna try and have my Game Awards video for December 1st. I only haven't scheduled the premiere because I'm going through some more internal testing. It's not as complicated as you'd think. It's literally just render out the video, watch it back, adjust things that I think is like a funnier joke or a better punchline, or I play through the video and find out that one of the audio tracks got muted because Adobe is stupid. And yeah, there you go. Just that kind of stuff, the busy work, right? Otherwise, the actual video and the structure of it all is basically done. I'm very proud of it. I know I'm talking a lot about it lately, but it's been a very, very big project for me. Probably the biggest project I've ever tackled in terms of a video. Because normally, full transparency, I would kind of emulate other YouTubers that I enjoyed for the format for the Game of the Year videos, like especially Donkey. I always liked his Game of the Year videos. I'm not the biggest fan of his more recent Game of the Year videos because he kind of just, I don't know, he's gotten so famous that he just can't fail no matter what he does. So his videos are just kind of like, oh, this game's here, skip to the next, because he doesn't have anything else to say about it. But I always liked the analytical side of his videos, and so it kind of inspired me to do my own Game of the Year videos and stuff. Long story short, this Game of the Year video is my own format. It's, you know, I'm not trying to emulate anybody else. I've kind of just doing my own thing. It's a much longer video because normally I would try to make it like 10 minutes to 8 minutes, but this time the video is gonna be pushing like half an hour. So it means no one's gonna watch it, but I don't care. Anyways, game hard crashed to desktop, so that's fun. Quick question, but are you doing a Snowfest unboxing video this year? Possibly. Depends how many of those Snowfest boxes I get. The thing is, when it comes to the events, frankly speaking, I don't really find them to be like... It's not that they're not fun, it's that they're very tedious, and I've already got so many years under my belt with this game and grinding all those boxes and stuff. I'd love to do an unboxing video, but I don't think I'll get enough boxes worth doing a video on. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So if they make it like super duper easy where I could just like grind it through rampage challenges or something like that, you know, like AFK farms again or something, sure. Or if I just so happen to be like playing a lot and grind up a lot of the boxes, sure. But I don't know, man. Yeah, which message, Miss Rhett? Also, hello gamers on Twitch, hello gamers on YouTube. I'm sorry if I'm not saying hello to everybody. What's your main? My main is Shadowhunter, obviously. Yeah, so basically Whitefell, you might maybe you're saying that you only played this game for like 31 hours in total, in which case you probably don't know about perfect gem stats. So I have plenty of videos that already summarize all of it far better than I can do right now. But essentially, when you end up unboxing a gem, you see this one's got all 3 of its stats available right away, and it's a 2-star. So what that means is that as I level this up, every 5 levels, I'll just do a little test here to show you. Basically, every 5 levels, because I already have all the stats unlocked, the first 5 levels is gonna pearl or boost one of the stats at random. So if I go to the Gem Forge table and then I plop that sucker in there, now we can see that the boost is right there on the magic damage, and then all of this percentage is something else we'll get into. So essentially, if you get a gem that only has 2 stats at the start, that boost will go to waste, unlocking the 3rd stat instead. So that's what really impacts a lot of players if they end up getting bad gems and then they level them up and then they don't know that they still have bad gems. Because it basically is going to keep you from getting an extra boost, which is a huge stat buff. Now, on top of that, you can see these percentages right here, 52%, 19%, 32%. That's what I mean by gem augmentation. So you're gonna have to use brown, silver, and gold boosters to force those stats up to their maximum amount. But it's very, very expensive and very time gated to get these because they require Bound Brilliance, and Bound Brilliance is a resource that is very difficult to get if you didn't stockpile them back in the day when it was more easily obtained. And then you need Hearts of Darkness and Flux and stuff. That's just for the brown booster. Silver one, of course, requires a lot more gem dust, but is more efficient in terms of how much stats it gives you. And gold being the best, but it requires Diamond Dragonite, which, yeah. Let's not even get started on when you get crystal gems up from level 25, you have to start using gem sparks, which is 30,000 of the given elemental gem type. And then you need to have 4 of each of them to get a prism, which is required for the last few levels on a gem. So yeah, that's more than likely what you're missing in terms of power rank, is just you might not have the perfect gems. So excuse my lengthy explanation. Let's actually see if I can level up some more of my magic profession. What the heck is the new gem type? Cosmic gems. So we've got the geode surface that finally got added to the game a couple years back now, and it added the cosmic gem type. Or back in the day, we thought it was going to end up being the, what was it, the green gem, like earth gem? Kinda. Let's see here. Okay. Not bad. That's a pretty decent amount of magic, right? But it only gives me 3 levels, so that's kind of disgusting. Kind of really disgusting. I gotta get this I gotta craft a total of like 100 things to get to the next rank, and then it's gonna cost even more mana, 2,000 per, which, good God. If I can end up getting this like to 75 today, I'll be satisfied, because Jesus. Also, hey Bobby. How do you get Hearts of Darkness? So in the Delves, actually, you know what? We could do the Delves. So Delves actually give us some Shadow Tower resources. They got thrown into the Delves. And then there's the Shadowy Vault boxes that you open and they rarely contain Hearts of Darkness. We got a decent amount of the mana maximizers though. But yeah, they threw the mana maximizers into the challenge Delves now. So we can go through here. Why not? I don't know if any of you guys want to chill and come through the Delves just because it's so atrociously boring. Yeah, right. So they still have the geode caves. They still suck, but they added a exterior biome kind of based on that, where you can fight enemies and so on and so forth. And then the Delves is a combination of the two, where it's going to be the geode caves, but you fight things. And this is basically the new Shadow Tower. It was supposed to solve a lot of server issues, because instead of Shadow Towers, where people would constantly create new portals constantly, and that would just bug out the server because it's just so much for the server capacity to load. So the Delves is an infinite dungeon that just gets harder and harder and scales more and more and more. So is PC 2 or 3 updates ahead of PlayStation? What is the update that you guys currently got on PlayStation, Drina? What was the most recent update? I think you guys are 1 update behind. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only update that that is ahead of you guys. But I may be mistaken. You use Shadowhunter in the Delves too. I thought you used Solarian for those. Oh, I'm too lazy to swap all my gems and stats. I literally just use 1 character for everything because I'm super lazy. Like, you can swap your gems for free now, which is great, but I choose not to because it still takes way too long to do. Also, yes, Pinzo was in the background. PC has 2 updates, I believe. Yeah, I don't know what update you guys got last on console. You got the tax update, but I think that was it, right? And then since then, we've had 2 updates. I honestly don't even remember what the last update was just before this one. I'm spacing so hard on this. Let me search my patched videos. Player titles, right? Do you guys have titles on console? No, you don't. Okay, so this update and the player titles. So ultimately, who cares? You could say that you're 2 updates behind. I would say that it doesn't matter. Updates. these aren't very good ones. But if you're wondering whether or not you should just swap over to PC, depends how much time investment or real money you have invested in console. I always am gonna say PC is gonna be way better because despite all of the crashes, especially in comparison to PlayStation, because whoo, PlayStation broken, lol. The reason why PlayStation barely works for Trove, where's this last enemy? Oh, having a bath. Is because this game obviously is designed for Windows, and Xbox still uses Windows, so PlayStation has its own OS, which is why it's even broken, even more broken. But yeah, all that happened before this update was the titles, which is just player titles. It didn't do anything for the game. and was kind of useless. Outside of that secret titles quest, you guys might have seen that video go up. And then more recently, this update, which just added these 2 new professions, which as you can see is not like super exciting in terms of the gameplay aspect. Like it basically just gives us more steps that we don't need. Which I still got a lot of videos that are gonna focus on the new update, and I'm a little bit behind, I will admit. I think the reason I'm not feeling as like 100% is a combination of the bad weather, but I also finally freaking beat the Assassin's Creed VR, and I probably put a little too many hours into VR, so my neck is like killing me. But I wanted that game done. It was such a good game, though. Die. All right, let's see how much deeper we can go here. I'm probably not gonna do this for too much, frankly speaking, because I do not like the delves. Like, who am I kidding? Especially if I have to do all the objectives myself. But grinding mana is also boring, so it's just kind of like you can't win with Trove right now, you know? They basically, like, with the Trove mysticism and even martial arts, they basically just took the mechanics that they use in events and made it like a mandatory part of the game that never goes away. And it's just like, come on, man. You could have done anything. And this is the best you got. It's just, yeah. Again, I like the mechanics of the actual, like, profession. It's just the rewards you get out of it are so irrelevant that it is just like, why would I do this? Like, it doesn't feel rewarding, you know? Fishing actually was surprisingly rewarding with the Fishing 2.0, but fishing is just so boring that I want to game end myself. So, I'm just not going to ever touch it. I already got the 15k fishing badge. I am not going to grind more fishing because the devs thought it was a good idea to monetize fishing and not make anything work retroactively. Like, no. That's the thing, Scythe. I don't think there's any potions or any buffs that currently give you movement speed because all of that was already in the star chart. So I think they stayed away from that, which is why, like, all of the buffs that we get out of martial arts and mysticism, they're bad, man, because it's just like, oh, you get a little bit of light here or some stat boosts, nothing like super impactful. Or it'll be something really dumb where it's like these. Oh, look at this. Look at this item right here. When consumed, creates an explosion instantly at your location with a 45-second cooldown. Only works on the Knight, Neon Ninja, and Vanguard. And it costs 1 per cast. So why would I ever bother, like, crafting that? Like, that's so bad. That requires, like, how many hours of grinding karma to begin with? Like, just for that? You know? Yeah, there's player titles, like, full-on flavor text added to the game. If I open up this menu right here, you can see that's currently what my display name is. So I added, there's the 2 different names or emojis or whatever, and then these are all the player titles. Like, it's cool, and you know, they obviously put a lot of effort into it, but why? That's my main issue with so many of the updates this year. You think it's bad right now, Miss Rhett? Don't even get me started on the taxes update. We won't even go there. How do you do that thing where you get all the enemies to you? So that's related to the geode caves. This area right here has its own complete separate set of progression. And you'll end up getting, like, jet boosters and all this other crap, right? And ultimately, the only good item that you get out of it is the vacuum. And as you end up maxing that out, it lowers the cooldown of it and so on and so forth, but it also just, yeah, it pulls all enemies in. One of the only modules that was worthwhile, but unfortunately, it was another thing that they just decided to add in retroactively that we had to regrind. Thankfully, I already had so much of the geode caves done that I didn't need to touch it, because I think, doesn't it require, like, bardium? And we added a new resource to the caves so that players that were at the end game couldn't just speed run past all the new content that we worked on. even though the content actually isn't worthwhile. Let me skip to the end. That's my reward for playing this game for so long. Like, yeah. Is there a new class? Haven't been watching the updates. No new class this entire year. Super lame. I'm expecting the new class, or at least the new endgame content update, to more than likely hit in March, just because that's usually when we get the big updates for Trove. I hope. It's a lot of copium, of course, but yep, they added capitalism. Taxes are in the game. Nobody wanted it. Nobody asked for it. There was a lot of pushback from that update, but the devs just added it to the game anyways. I understand the reason why they added it. Like, frankly speaking, I do. Controversial opinion, but I think that taxes is something that definitely works in most player-run economies like this. But the problem is that it was added so late that it just didn't do anything, you know? But if I check the market right here, like, the market is a lot cleaner now. But basically, when you end up listing items based on the price of the item, it ends up increasing the extra cost of your own flux. And then there's a couple other things that just are factored in, and it's disgusting. It didn't need to be in the game, but it's there. Come on, give me the objective to warp to the end. Okay, stupid delves. I got to the cursed skull, but sure, whatever. No, there's no new max level. We don't know what's going on with any of that stuff, dude. It's just all copium at this point. My reasoning behind assuming that we've got a new difficulty or some new end game content coming to the game is because ever since the Trove skill tree was added, the star chart, like, okay, game, what? We basically have already been at a point where we can kill everything in the game, no problem, at the end, like once you're strong enough. And for some reason, they keep on adding more and more things into the game that make us stronger, and I don't know why. I really don't know why, because, again, there's nothing that's giving us any challenge, you know? You know what? Delves are boring. I'm out of here. I don't care. Yeah, max PR. I don't hit max PR because I don't have max mastery. But yeah. Max PR is somewhere, yeah, like Mystic said, 47, 200 and something. What was I doing? Something I wanted to check right here, which I think is so stupid. Look at this. Look at this. Speaking of the new boxes being a waste of money, if you don't have the exact amount of crystallized mana, you can't convert it. So this 689 crystallized mana is just gonna sit in my inventory indefinitely. I spent money on this and I can't do anything with it because devs are stupid. Anyways, let's, oh, look at that. I already just increased my mana tenfold versus what I spent on those stupid boxes. Anyways, I just feel so burned by it. Like, it was just such a bad, like, set of boxes, man. Yeah, you're never gonna see me at max PR, though, just because there's too many things that are way too tedious when it comes to getting mastery now. What's this idiot do? Wait, is this per week? I don't really want to spend my eyes. As you can see, I can't really sacrifice them. Alright. I didn't even know that guy had those, but sure, whatever. Is it a valuable resource? No. God, no. Not even close. What about you, you idiot? Nah. Okay, back to Neonopolis. You know what? I should just do this. I should just go to U3 because it doesn't even matter. I don't even need to go to a higher Uber world, bro. Oh, Solo. It's been a while, man. Yeah, how you been? Seeing a lot of you come out of the woodwork because of the Twitch stream actually giving notifications, but YouTube doesn't. Stop playing with the Crystal Gem update. Anything big come out since then? Nah, not really. Was the Crystal Gems before or after the star chart? I think it was after. No, since then we got taxes and I don't know, new professions that are kind of garbage. Still waiting on the big one with U12 and stuff. Like, I'm assuming the end game update that they're gonna add is probably gonna be super duper lazy. It's just gonna be like, oh, a higher Uber world, and you know that the enemies debuff your stats so that we overall require more stats, you know? Because it would be super duper lazy and easy to implement versus actually making something worthwhile that would be a game changer. Is it gonna be worth the wait? Probably not, but whatever. I'll take anything that gives me more end game, frankly speaking. I heard a rumor that C5 is in the coding but not released anywhere yet. Yep. No, it's been in the coding for like a year now. So basically, when the update was coming for Crystal 4 gear, the devs started giving players C4 gear on the test server just because they were like, I don't know, wanting to let people try out the new gear and stuff like that. And they accidentally handed someone C5 gear and then tried to backpedal out of it and say like, oh, no, there's no C5 gear. We just have when stats on gear are set at a high enough value, it automatically turns it into C5 gear. So we just made a bit of a mistake and you know, gave you C4 gear that was just too high with its generated stats. And it's like, I refuse to believe, like, I've played Trove long enough to know that the game's code is not that complicated. So, no, nice try, C5 gear leaked. I think lots of players would be very frustrated if C5 is all they do. Myself included, just because it's like, come on, man. I still remember, like, I don't know about you guys, the most fond memories I have of like the best update to this game was Mantle of Power, because it added gems and you know, stellar gear and everything. Like, there was so many things, and it truly felt like we were getting to like a new end game and really dragged out the content with leveling up all your gems and stuff. And now since then it's like, oh, crystal gems, oh, crystal gear, oh, cool, we've just got higher tiers of the same crap, you know, like nothing's changed the game. And that's kind of where I'm really hoping that something is coming that is like more complicated. Like, you know, another big thing that we've talked about is why don't they make a Shadow Tower themed delve that's like an infinite end game dungeon, or, you know, something with floating islands or something, so you don't feel as claustrophobic. Like, I want like an end game biome that gives me like a whole bunch of new things that I can only get from there. With super duper hard end game, like, oh, grind this out, not some crap that they're just gonna end up throwing into a store pack. But who knows? We'll see. I'm just hoping that we get something around then in March. I mean, at the same time, I'd be okay if they just add U12, U15, you know, just keep going, just keep making everything stronger. But for the love of God, give me new classes, because at least then I have something to work towards. Because, I don't know, for me, more numbers and stuff that's like just behind the scenes doesn't really matter, which is why, like, even though I like this update because of the new professions, I think that they're actually really cool as far as their idea is concerned, but the execution is just, oh, you get passive stats, and it's like, cool, that doesn't affect my gameplay, like, at all, but sure. Like, I'd rather just have something that actually impacts my gameplay and makes it so that I actually feel like I'm doing something, you know? I don't know. I'd be okay with, like, I think if they did end up giving us a higher Uber, they need to do something more like, you know, to our point earlier talking about the Vanguard and how Luminopolis, you know, this is an augmented version of a default biome. Do that. Add a new class and add the biome related to it based on existing biomes. as far as I'm concerned, that's a super easy way to add it into the game versus, you know, when they tried to add Sundered Uplands and all that stuff. Which Sundered Uplands was cool, you know, adding a 5-star dungeon to an actual Uber world was great. Give me 5-star dungeons for every biome, please, because right now Sundered Uplands is the only one, and it's a doozy of an end game. Like, for me, I want a reason to go through general Uber world again and go through like all the different biomes, because otherwise right now, like, it's always just focus on this one area of the game. This is the most efficient, you know? And it's kind of lame. But anyways. Yeah, upgrading crystal gear would be great, frankly speaking. Especially if they add C5 gear. We need to be able to upgrade it because, ugh. If I gotta grind C5 gear, like, I don't even have C4 gear on all my classes, and upgrading it was already atrocious. So it's just, no. Is the potion still active? It might not be. Oh no, it still is. See? It's just that bad. Like, seriously. What if they make a Shadow Tower defense dungeon where you defend the object from waves of enemies? So, I like where you're going with it. The idea is cool, but it's Trove. The combat in this game is not complex enough to have something like that be fun or interesting. You know, like, we don't have classes that focus on breaking an enemy's defenses or stun locking them, you know? An idea I had many years ago that would be very difficult to implement, but I think would really, really work with Trove, would be copying the damage allocation that Borderlands has. So for those of you that haven't played Borderlands, basically there's different types of enemies, whether they're robots or humans and stuff like that, and they have, like, you know, they have barriers, they have metallic armor, and then they have their raw health. And what that game did to add complexity and add co-op was it made it so that certain weapons would provide certain types of elemental damage that would be better at shredding those specific health bars. So acid, for example, would be really good at shredding armor. Energy weapons would be really good at shredding shields. And then bleed weapons would be really good at health damage. And I think that's something that would be great for Trove. I don't know if it would ever happen, but something like that, that would add a much needed layer of complexity to the combat that would also make, you know, gear itself would be something that could be expanded upon. Because imagine it's like, oh guys, I got a legendary bow for the Shadow Hunter that does acid damage. And maybe that's the only, you know, maybe the bow is it only works on Shadow Hunter. And then the Boomeranger's bow is like bleed damage instead or something, you know, like that would add like a much needed layer, not only to the combat, but then it would also fuel into grinding, because then it's like, oh, well, you want to grind this because now you have a chance of getting like rare legendary gear that's class specific and ends up, you know, working right in with the combat. But again, that's just a random idea that I had many years ago where I was just like, oh, that would be so cool if Trove did that. Because I still remember back in the day being really excited about like, oh, where's Trove gonna go? You know? And unfortunately, we just keep getting like, oh, more damage or light. You know, light being added to the game is essentially one of those many different mechanics I just described. Because there's a darkness stat on enemies, and the darkness stat makes you deal less overall damage. It's essentially an armor stat value that the enemies have on them. And then light is armor penetration. So the mechanics are there. It's just, it would be a lot to add that. And of course, make it work retroactively with so many different, like, you know, classes and options and stuff. But I think if they just really forced classes into very specific roles, it could really iron out like a lot of what's missing from this game. Because I think that the biggest thing is just there's no incentive to grind. To get stronger, that's not good enough, you know? But anyways, excuse the rant. The easiest method, yeah, exactly, Vanessa. The easiest method, add a new class. Never mind all of that stuff. Just give me a new class that I actually grind. Because levels in the game, I think, is another big thing that... I don't know about you guys. I have a really hard time with getting a class maxed out and then knowing that the XP is going to waste. That's why I liked when they added Paragon levels into the game. But I hate the implementation, like the actual execution of it. I detest like no other. I think they needed to make Paragon levels the same as, you know, the game that they were ripping off, Diablo 3, where you essentially were getting like very, very small incremental stat increases, but it made it feel like you were earning something. Heck, even Diablo 4 actually has a really, really nice Paragon system, but the incentive wasn't as big. And I don't know. Again, all of that placates to the fact that Trove's combat is not that complex. Yeah, it'd be neat if we had Dreadnought mechanics for, you know, for other like open world bosses and stuff like that. That's true, because Dreadnought actually had mechanics. Most of them do. Like even Daughter of the Moon, you know, like all the Shadow Terra bosses kind of evolved. I still remember when Hydra was first teased and we all thought it was going to be the first raid boss of the game that was going to be like super complex. And then it was like, oh, it's just so like, it's just stuck to the wall for no reason. I don't know. Too complicated for a mobile gaming dev? Mobile gaming? What? Trove is not on mobile. It should be. I still, as much as I criticize this game, I still will defend this game, dude, because like when you think about the MMO market, let alone voxel MMO, like what's that? Trove. It's the only one. I don't know why. Why do we gotta wait until like a bunch of ex-Minecraft modders make a game called Hytale? Why did it take this long for somebody to actually rip off Minecraft and just make it better? Like, like I still find it hilarious how Fortnite came out after PUBG, and you know, it basically ripped it off and just made everything better about it because they have money. And no AAA studio ever even attempted to do anything similar to Minecraft. Like, we got voxels and building, but almost all the big projects, like you guys remember EverQuest Next? That game died, and it looked like it was gonna be really, really dope, but unfortunately they just, you know, lots of really dumb business decisions made them go bankrupt. But also, hey Saris, sorry I didn't say hello. Hi to everybody else as well on both Twitch and YouTube. Wow. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I'm very, you know, I'm still very passionate about this game, and I still wish that it would go in a better direction in terms of, like, the content, because I know that a lot of what players want from this game, yeah, exactly. It's too outside of the wheelhouse from the very small dev team that they actually have, which is why a lot of the things that I'm kind of, you know, talking about are kind of realistic, because there's already the mechanics to support that. It just would require a lot of extra work and effort, which unfortunately a lot of companies, this isn't anything wrong with Trove or whatever, it's just companies in general, money is their top priority, and they do not think that it is cost effective to invest all of their money back into their product on an update that may or may not fail. It's just too risky, right? Take Genshin Impact, for example. Those developers have blatantly said that they will not add endgame content until the sales start dropping, and they actually need to. And that game sucks. I don't care what anybody says. I have played that game too much at the end game to know it's hot garbage, and I keep trying to go back to it, but I just can't because I get bored. And that's kind of a very good mentality to have towards a lot of games, is just, oh, right, the studio's top priority is getting money. And Gamago, especially, is not going to invest enough in Trove to have a big enough dev team, let alone take the risk of working their butts off for a whole year on like some game-changing update, which is why we're starting to see, you know, some of these lackluster ones. The thing is, despite all of that, Game & Go's been doing a much better job than Trine Worlds. I still think that all the updates Game & Go has put out have been extremely solid in the overall scope of Trove. And even the fact that we got new classes, man, like it was years before we had a new class added to the game. Granted, the Bard was recycled content, and the Solarian uses a lot of stuff and animations and junk from the Shadowhunter, but still, it was implemented very well, and you know, it added like a much needed boost into the game. But this whole year has been bad, like just flat out. I don't know why they're spending all this time working on these updates that are really awful. Mechanically, they're okay, but the execution is really bad because the devs don't play this game, so they don't know the value of most of these items, and they refuse to actually like listen to the majority of the player base when it comes to this. Because, you know, we've got like the mysticism and martial arts come out with this more recent update. All of the buffs are literally just passive buffs, and none of them are better than food items. So why do it? Mastery, that's about it. Mastery is kind of the one crux that keeps people playing this game. And I mean, for me, I don't care about mastery. And a lot of people don't care about mastery. That's why people just move on, you know? But if it was up to me, I would love to see more added to the game to have it succeed more than ever, you know? Because it's like, come on. Isn't it too late to enhance Trove? Player base is getting lower and lower. No, I disagree. Look at a game like Wayfinder. And then you'll see how dead a game can truly be. And that game's not even months into its life cycle. The publisher already dropped them for Wayfinder, which is such a shame, because that is a game where the devs were just completely a fish out of water and didn't know what the heck they were doing. Which is a shame, because I still really like Wayfinder. I wish them all the best, and I hope that the game eventually succeeds and becomes what they expected it to be. But my God, dude. Again, I still think, like, as much as I'll criticize Trove into the ground and say that this is a pretty lackluster year for content for the game, it's still better than anything Trine Worlds did. At least the updates are frequent and regular enough. You know, and they're adding complex mechanics like the titles and even the way that these new buffs work and the effects menu. Like this required a lot of effort. I just feel like it's effort that they could have put towards something else. Oh, get over here, you. But who knows? Maybe it wasn't that complicated. Maybe it was a lot easier for them to implement something like this versus just new classes. I don't know. I don't know how to code the game. All I know is the coding in this game is a joke. That's not a shot at the devs. You know, fun Trove trivia fact for you guys. When I think it was Averum pitched the idea to Trine Worlds about a voxel MMO, the people in charge, in their infinite wisdom, thought that the game would bomb. And so they were like, okay, you can create this game, but you gotta do it on this really cheap game engine. And that has been hurting Trove ever since. Unfortunately, again, you know, I don't think Game Go, much less Trove's finances, I don't think it's earning enough money for them to bother making Trove 2. But my God, I would love it if they ever did. You know, where they could just start the game from the ground up on a new game engine. Something that's actually like designed properly. Because otherwise, like, that's why so many times you'll see the content updates and stuff like that add stuff that kind of just feels like it's mixing up what already exists. Because it's very, very difficult to implement new stuff. And that's why, like, if they change one line of code, it might shove some other piece of code off of the ledge, which is why the game crashes more and more sometimes. And it's, yeah. Anyways. Excuse the rants. It's all coming out of a place of love, even me, you know, criticizing the devs and their decisions and stuff. Because I know that a lot of it's probably got to do with Game Ago just telling them, no, you're going to make this. You know, they're not an indie team. They have to listen to a boss. But I still wish they had a little bit more transparency with the player base. I do desperately miss the Trove dev streams when they would show us the content they were working on and kind of get hype around stuff. But now there's like almost too much red tape where they're just like, oh yeah, we can't really talk about this. I still remember when the Shadowhunter rework was happening. Like, didn't they like accidentally, like they were doing a Trove dev stream and then one of them was like, oh yeah, then the Shadowhunter rework will come out next week. And they didn't even talk about the update at all. And they didn't even, like, we didn't even know Shadowhunter was getting a rework. And it was just like, wait, can you run that back again? Like, what did you just say, bro? Seems like something you should have been getting hype about for a couple months. But whatever, man. Again, I don't know the statistics and I don't know what's going into the behind the scenes stuff. Like, who knows? It might even be that I know there's like a business practice. I don't know what it's called, but I know there's a business practice with video games where they try not to spoil stuff and talk about like new updates because it has the potential of driving the player numbers down while players wait for that update. And that's probably where they're coming from. But so, I mean, I can understand that, but it's just, yeah. Anyways, I am getting like carpal tunnel from mashing E this whole freaking time, so I'm gonna chill in the hub and take a break and read some more comments, because, my God. Genuinely, like, my fingers hurt. I should be doing this with controller. Wait, what? I think... Sorry, Doc to you. I don't know if autocorrect messed your comment up, but I think you're saying about this game needing to be more player friendly, like to new players, in which case it's actually pretty good for new players. Well, it's better than it was. It's not great, but it's better than it was, that's for sure. Wish the devs would be part of the game again. Nah, they're still kind of around, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, it's all good, Doc 2. Okay, let's see here. I should be able to make at least one of these. Nice. I already ended up increasing my mana, like, more than the stupid boxes ever could have given me. I still wish, like, devs are so dumb, dude. Like, why can't I just loot collect these? Why do they just sit here, like, chilling in my inventory and I can't convert them because you can only convert them 1,000 at a time? Like, I wish I could, I wish I had my contacts with the devs so that I could tell them, hey, this is dumb. But nope. Man alive, I got more mana than I did as well. Wow. Yeah, we actually increased that by a lot. We were at, I think, 17K. So about 6K increase, not bad. Not going to be able to get this leveled up, but you know, again, it's moving. It's just once we get to this tier, it costs 2,000 per, and I have to craft another 50 things. Like, devs just kind of, it frustrates me because the devs pull these numbers out of their butt rather than, you know, actually like calculating and figuring out the time frame of how much you would have to actually grind. You hear about Diablo Immortal? They're going to add pets like Diablo 3. Sweet. Diablo Immortal is actually, it's better than Diablo 4. I'm not kidding. People dunked on Diablo Immortal because it was mobile. I actually really liked Diablo Immortal. I played it longer than Diablo 4. But once I got to the end game and then it just became like the daily grind and time-gated stuff, it was just like, I'm done. Yes, Vanessa, that is what the mana is for. I am going to have a video specifically talk about mana because so many people are very confused about it. Diablo 4 was underwhelming. Oh yeah, dude. Don't even get me started. So many people in my community, Diablo 4 was their first Diablo game. So they're like, what are you talking about? This game's great, bro. And I'm just like, okay, if you didn't play the other Diablo games, okay, I can get that. But for everybody that played like Diablo 1, 2, or even 3, it's like Diablo 4 sucked. It was so bad. I had so much hype for it too. And then they charged so much for it too. It was like $130 for me. So that I could play the game like a couple days early, and then they force in the battle pass that I didn't want just to drive that price up, you know? And now I didn't even grind the battle pass because by then the game was like dead. And now they're like, oh yeah, we're again be adding DLC. They announced at BlizzCon for next year, and it's like, no, thank you, not interested. Okay, let's see here. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, more importantly, I don't know why I didn't bring this up to you guys. I didn't know that Invincible Season 2 started. Holy crap, it's so good. It's nice to actually have a Season 2 that isn't garbage like so many other shows. It's so freaking good, man. I loved Season 1. I just wish Season 2's episodes would come out all at once so I could binge them, but nope. That, and I also watched that new Ninja Turtles movie, which, it was okay. It was very, like, a little too inspired by Spider-Verse, so it was just the same beats. Yeah, I also watched, I did catch up on the Rick and Morty multi, which I was very surprised how they got, what's his name? The guy who does the voice of Rick and Morty, he basically, like, had a bunch of stuff happen to him in real life, and he's off all of his shows. And so for Rick and Morty, they just got someone who does a really good, like, impersonated voice. And I didn't notice the difference. I probably wouldn't have even noticed the difference unless people, like, blew it up on social media. But the writing definitely did not take a dip. Like, so far, it's actually been really good. I don't know when we're getting the new episodes, but... anyways... Are they going to do Twitch drops again? Oh, for Trove? I don't know. That's right, they did Twitch drops at one point. I'm gonna be real, I don't know anything about Twitch. I'm just multi-streaming now because I finally am able to, but I'm gonna be real, I don't like manage the Twitch nearly as much as I do the YouTube. It's just kind of another means, you know? Also, I understand people dunked on Diablo Immortal because it was pay to win. But it wasn't. That's the thing. It only became pay to win when you got to the end game. Everything else was very, very accessible. And arguably, the pay to win aspect of the game didn't really serve a purpose in Diablo Immortal other than make you stronger for the sake of it. Similar to Trove. But at least Trove's got like end game areas to grind. With Diablo Immortal, it's just the same game loop repeating, you know? Imagine if they did YouTube drops. Oh, you better believe it, Fury. I have, oh, your name changed. I back in the day when I had my contact at YouTube, I told them like, can you please add this? And they were just like, oh, that's a good idea. Never came about because, you know, there's too much corporate involved. YouTube kind of already has their like audience, but I really wish, like, as someone who has been like live streaming for a very, very significant amount of time, I wish that YouTube streaming was better. Arguably, Twitch is like the main place everybody streams. Twitch still sucks in comparison to all of the features and like what they should have set up for the content creator. But yeah, YouTube kind of sucks even more. So YouTube's biggest problem is that notifications never go out to you guys. So Twitch drops are basically, you watch the stream, you could mute it or leave it in the background, and after you watch it for a certain amount of time, you'll get like in-game items on your profile that you can then apply that key to your account to get stuff in-game. I also, like, the thing too is I desperately hate just Twitch, like, as a whole, you know, just because, you know, all the hot tub girls and all that garbage. Like the devs behind Twitch being simps and like actual like weird scumbags. Yeah, exactly right, Rage. YouTube is a bogged down company. It seems to take years to implement the smallest features. Yes, like how, what is it more recently? Like we got that nice little icon now where we tap the button and you like leave hearts. Didn't, what was the other thing? YouTube stories, right. Those are gone, by the way, if you guys didn't already know. I actually liked them because it was just, you know, it was the same as putting a story on Instagram. So I could use it to very easily like just post little updates and stuff that would eventually just expire and go away. But yeah, those are gone in favor of shorts, I guess, because they want to make more money off of them. I wish YouTube had drops. I genuinely do. And they got the money to do it. They just don't care. YouTube Shorts is so cursed. I kind of like them. I don't know how to do anything with the algorithm and I don't care. But I like being able to post like really, really short, like either tutorials or just like funny little clips and stuff like that. I will be real. Don't tell anybody this. I don't use the feature myself. I am like oddly all right, I'll end this stream with a little bit of a weird story. So maybe it's because I do YouTube full time, or because I've been burned so many times with recommendeds. I don't indulge in anything on YouTube that's outside of my comfort zone. Like I've got a few people that I'm subscribed to and I watch their content regularly, but it is very difficult for me to watch a new video or something that's recommended. So I'm like the complete opposite of what the average YouTuber is, or someone who uses YouTube. I don't mean as a content creator. And the reason why is because I don't want to watch one of their videos and then get a bunch of crap recommended to me. Like I don't know. It's just, it's a weird thing in a way that I am. It's just, it's very strange. That's also why detrimentally it hurts my channel in the long run, because I don't do anything with other people's shorts and I barely end up watching any other people's content. And so I don't even understand how the algorithm works because I don't indulge, you know? It's just, I don't know why. Shorts would be nice if it was actually showing me videos from people I subscribe to. So that's the thing, Rage. It does if you don't click on anyone else's random videos. The only shorts that I get are from channels that I watch because they're the only channels that I watch. Like that's the thing, is my recommendeds are almost always like, oh, I didn't get a notification from, you know, Etho, but it shows up in my recommendeds because YouTube knows all I'm doing is watching all of Etho's content. I mean, that's the thing, is who do I watch on YouTube? Just the Minecrafters. I just love the Hermitcraft team, man. I've been loving the, what is it? The Secret Life series? I don't know if you guys have watched that, but it is really good entertainment, man. They basically have, where it's a bunch of YouTubers on a Minecraft server that end up getting a secret task that they can't tell anybody for the rest of the episode. So it's been having a lot of fun. I wish that, as much as I love playing video games with the boys, I wish that I knew other content creators to collab, because some of those ideas that I just see other people do just seem so fun to me. And even though I would have the random urge to like, oh, I want to do a Minecraft series with my friends, and it's like, well, I do, but they're not content creators, so they just whoop, you know, they run to the end and they burn themselves out on the game right away because they're not trying to make content. You know, it's not like it's a criticism towards them or anything, but some other games I was curious about if you would be willing to play on stream. Wait, which game, Saris? I think it destroyed your other comment. Oh, nice, Garrett. You actually got the TCG cards. Sweet. Oh, dude, you actually got a B00 signed card. Holy crap. That actually, I didn't even think about that. Crap, it's way too late for me to order it. Dang it. I didn't even think about that. Because B-dubs is basically, B-dubs and Etho are the reason I got into YouTube. Especially B-dubs. Like, that guy is just, I remember, like, I actually caught one of his live streams once, and I was trying to, like, type something in chat, like, just to say, like, you know, thanks so much, man, for all your content and stuff. I was shaking and, like, almost crying. And it's like, I'm a grown man, dude. Like, what's wrong with me? Oh, man. I made an awful mistake in buying that new pack in the Trove store. Yeah, it's not very good. I know. I mean, you get mastery out of it, and you get the stupid book out of it, so it's not awful, but yeah, it's definitely not good. Speaking of which, what are those new tomes? Because I gotta try and remember what they are. They're both legendaries. Right, because the other tome is not legendary. Yeah. I still can't use this, by the way. I'm using the mount button right now. I still can't use it. Ha 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 ha. So cool. Yeah, you know what, Saris? If you just at me in the Discord. Oh, B-dubs and Etho are your favorite too, Garrett? Nice. Yeah, they're my favorite. I remember what got me interested in the mine. Well, they were called Minecraft back then. Was the Ooge with Good, B-dubs, and Etho doing Monument Map. And that was like the first time that I ever like watched all of their perspectives through the whole game. So I'm yeah, been watching them a long time. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming out. I hope you had fun. This was fun for me, just spending a couple minutes just kind of reminiscing and talking about other things. Either way, thank you as always for the positivity and support. Where is can I see? Yeah, Bruce Lee Tree, again, thanks for the membership over on YouTube. And yeah, thanks for watching on Twitch, YouTube, whatever platform. Appreciate you guys coming out. It's gonna take a while for this to process, so the stream might only go public tomorrow, so you guys got to see it early. Otherwise, I don't know what else I'm gonna upload today. I didn't even think about it. Either way, love you guys. Bye-bye.